So I just wanted to show my trial and error process for this. I've been trying to make ball neck joints for these little pet shops that Are you serious? I'll fix that later. But I've cast little pet shops in resin, and I want them to have ball joints. Hold on, I'm trying to find a Gen 3/4 pet. So I want them to have ball joints, like the Gen, I don't know if they're Gen 3 or 4, but you can just like pop their heads in. It's a bit difficult. But I think I figured out a way to make it so I can do that and cast it in resin. Oh my god, this is like impossible. You get the idea though. Oh my gosh. God. Wait, hold on. Brute force. God, what in the name of plankton? Oh my god. Okay, well that was a lot more difficult than it needed to be. And now that's questionably flexible. But I wanted it to, wow, I wanted to be able to pose it instead of like with Real Little's Pet Shops where you can, they only look side to side. Yes, it stays, but they bobble and you can't keep them looking up or down, etc., etc. So I want these pet shops to be customizable. I mean, in the way that their head is set. Like, you can turn their head whatever way you want, make them look up, make them look down, etc. This is my prototype. I was just like, okay, what if I put a wire? Well, the wire did not work because it created a stress fracture in the pet. See, there's that big gash right there, and there's another one over here, and another one over here. You can see that there was too much stress, and it fractured. So if I were to try to bend the head, these pieces will probably break off. But you can turn the head perfectly fine. So that was my first test. And then I was like, well, I want a ball socket joint. So I picked up these, I guess you can call them dotting tools for clay. And I was like, okay, but I wasn't sure how to cast it in resin. Because, I'll just show you with my one that I had taken apart over here. They've got a cavity in their head, but how would you get an imprint of this? So you can, use it as the ball socket joint, like on this. Well, I was watching some videos about ball socket joints. I was like, this guy was like, put petroleum jelly on the little round thing and then cover it in hot glue. So I'm going to try that now, and I figured I would, document it for whatever reason. This isn't hot enough yet. So this is just going to be my documentation of the process that I'm going through. So my plan is to coat this in hot glue and then probably put polymer clay, fill it with polymer clay first because it's a hard material. It's similar to the hardness of resin. It's a little softer. So I'm going to fill the cavity in the hot glue with polymer clay, and then I'll probably make a polymer clay cap on top of this to, I guess, simulate what it would sit in, like in the head. And if all of those go well, I'll cast those in resin, and I should be able to either fill the head halfway up, pop the little insert in so it has that little indent, or I can drill it out after it's done hardening. And for the bodies, I'm probably just going to, like, this is about the same size, and it's about the same size as the neck here. Hopefully I'll just be able to just whoop, attach it, and yeah, then you'll see. This is a fake one, by the way. I already tested the size. It's a tiny bit smaller. Oh my god, I'm gonna rip it off. It's a tiny bit smaller than this, but I think it'll be okay, because some of the pets have really small heads, and I don't want it to be, like, taking up half of its head size. So. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and pour hot glue on there. I guess I'm gonna have to just keep rotating it so it doesn't. What if I just. Nah, I probably shouldn't. Okay, I'll start recording when this is dry. Okay, so I twisted it so it wouldn't stick, and I just. Cool. Wonder if I can fit this one in there. If I could just make the insert out of hot glue, that would be probably way easier. But I don't foresee that being very sturdy, you know? I might just fill this up with resin and see what I can do with it. Yeah. I forgot that I just bought UV resin today, so I'm gonna use that so I don't have to wait forever for it to cure. Gotta get that bubble out. You can see the bubble. Just gonna top it off a little bit. There. Now it's UV time. Maybe I should have. I feel like it's gonna be hard to get out. This is warm. Holy moly. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's interesting. I think we should be fairly good to take this out. Just leave it for. Oh, yo, you can. That's cool. ADHD brain gober. Just. I'm just trying to make sure I secured the light back on right. Okay, I'm done. I got bored. I'm gonna make a little container so I can potentially coat this in resin. I need to go get more petroleum jelly so it doesn't stick. But this is working so far. Okay, I'll be right back. So I'm doing the same process again. Because my other thing broke, which is fine. It's hot glue. It's not like anything I'm super worried about. Excuse me. So I'm gonna cut this to see where I'll be able to, I don't know, clip it on the easiest. That's my scientific definition. Oh, and of course it bent out of shape. That's cool. But like that, I should be able to do decently with that, hopefully. Residue stuck to my thingy. Okay, so it took me long enough to figure this out. So this is a little, okay, I'll start with what I did first. So I covered this in back balm, and then I poured hot glue all over it to get a little cast, something like this. So then I poured UV resin into the little casting, and then hardened it. So then I got this. And what this was for was, it's going to be the piece that goes onto the neck. I'm going to attach it with more UV resin. So what this is, I drilled a hole, I don't know how big. Hold on, I can get a ruler. Let's measure. So the diameter's, it's almost half an inch. So that's like 7/8 of an inch, I think. No, that's 7/16 of an inch. So whatever. And then, so with that hole, I wrapped tape around the hole, put it in the hole, and then I filled the inside of the tape with hot glue, and then I stuck this in. And now we've got our little neck joint that we're going to be able to, so we're going to be able to pop the head onto the body. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cast this in silicone so I can make resin copies of it. So when I'm molding the heads, I can just pop it in the head, and then the cavity will be there. So when I add these little bits onto the bodies, they'll just snap together. In theory. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully everything's the right size. Yada yada yada. Whatever. I'll update you guys when I can. Okay, so I molded everything out of silicone. This is a Nidoran Pokemon toy. I'm just gonna open this first because it's funny to me. But I just made a mold of it because I had a lot of extra silicone and I was like, okay, why not make some silly little Pokemons. Okay. I need to cut that. Scissors to the rescue. I think. Boom, got it. I ripped the mold just a little bit. Glad I finally mixed the right ratio this time. And then this right here is a Lapras. This is a Lapras. There you go. Oh my gosh. Worst mold opening ever. Look at all that stuff. Oh, there's silicone all over my desk. Boom, got it. So there's those guys. So this is, oh, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. This is gonna be what I pour resin into to get the little neck peg. I don't know, like this. But it's gonna be longer, just so I have more material to work with. Boom! I'm just gonna... That did not work at all. Making a funny noise. There's that one too. Probably pour some stuff into these today. As you can tell, these are a pain in the butt. There we go. There's a whole bunch of hot glue on here. Nice. That came out perfectly. Oh, it's kind of slippery. Hopefully it'll still mold right. I'll probably give it a few more hours to fully what's the word? Cure. But if it doesn't, then that's whatever. And here's this. This is always satisfying. Can you focus, camera? I suppose not. I have a silicone disc. For what? Is unknown. This is so weird. I don't know. Not set, I suppose.